and welcome everybody. This is Randy Replay, and hey, Brooklyn Beats football is on the air and it is online. It's been a while, but we are back here as your 3-1 Brooklyn Beats are going to take on the 2-2 Detroit Lions in Detroit at Ford Field. But before we get you out to kickoff, we have a couple things to cover. We are fielding offers from Danny Pickering. We are not going to trade the guy because he is our best linebacker on this roster, but we're going to see what we would get. And there's nothing that... Round 2 for next year. Round 3. Yeah, there's nothing that really stands out. It's the round 2. Of course, the Lions want him. We're not going to do that ahead of our game. The Packers want him. We're not going to trade with them because they are... You know what? Never mind. I don't want another suspension. We're going to look at the injury report as we do every week. And Jesse Peterson's still out with a broken collarbone for 2 more weeks. Chi Bucko is still out with a broken collarbone as well for 4 more weeks, putting him out until week 8. Or week 9, sorry. That's about it. We're nothing really else doing here. We have some scout points to spend. We'll do that after the game, but we're going to get you out to kickoff here. This has been Randy Replay. I will see you after the game and at halftime.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. The Lions have battled back and made it to 500, and now they'll try to move past that mark today. It's the Beats going up against the Lions. With that, we'll send it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call in this Week 5 matchup.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL sends us to the state of Michigan as we are inside Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Brooklyn Beats and the Detroit Lions. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. Meanwhile, for Brooklyn, our visitors, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And last week they put together a 3-touchdown victory and were never challenged in that game. Let's see if they have a little bit of a letdown here.
The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone, and he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by the Michigan product, the former Wolverine quarterback Jake Rudock. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he connects with Ebron. The 30, 20, 10. And he's taken down deep in their territory. A big play there on the catch and run. They run, Abdullah, and he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Amir Abdullah is this offense to take over for the first time. And leading him out, their veteran quarterback. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. They overload him that time on the safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7.
Well, certainly some teams are not intimidated by down and distance on defense, are they? 3rd and very long? Let's go get this guy again. Big time pressure.
On the return, it's Tate. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards.
Good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Back to throw. And Wilson has it. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
Exactly where you were running the draw, and he got in there and got him.
They'll set up a throw. And this is caught for a touchdown. Now hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back.
Offense.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Finding time. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. Fourth down now.
Well, not that we had any questions, but it's obvious his arm does not hurt today, does it? He does not mind slinging it around.
He is firing that pigskin around the yard.
Yeah, putting it deep downfield, taking shots. Unsuccessful there, but I like his moxie.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And the play goes for 19 yards.
You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post. Field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game.
He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a first and goal.
That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary.
And it's caught. Touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 4th touchdown on the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown. The guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just sets the tempo for the game.
He'll drop to throw. Quick throw that's complete on the inside slant. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up first and goal. Now a shotgun snap and it's caught. Touchdown. Their big tight end. His first touchdown on the year. And his guys have taken the lead.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set. In racing, going 3 wide's a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about...
Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year, and our score will stay right where it is.
Fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
This will be caught at about the 3. Now hold everything here. We're going to must be expecting the run. First and goal defense. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Amir Abdullah. Blockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Marty looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
And he's got room. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver. 97 yards. And his guys are going to retake the lead. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him. Kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
On third down, Abdullah. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Lions have an edge in time of possession right now. The Beats look like they'll be in this game for 4 quarters. All right, let's roll the highlights.
Well, hello and welcome everybody. This is Randy Replay for your halftime break in a game that's just all around weird. In the first quarter, the Brooklyn Beats had -3 rushing yards and only 50 or so positive yards for the game. And then with 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter, everything started coming together. We're going to get you everything Brooklyn Beats. Oh wow, I almost said Vikings. Brooklyn Beats football up into the half. The score is 23-7. Total yards of offense 162 to 225. Our rushing defense is incredible today, allowing only 7 yards but 2 touchdowns to Amir Abdullah. 60 rushing yards of our own, 102 to 218. We're making Jake Rudock look like Peyton Manning out there today as we face him for the second time of the season. First downs, 11-8. Kick return yards, 147 on the Watts Gallery. 98-yard touchdown run. What a player. You cannot argue with his ability. That was probably one of our best picks in the draft, and it came late. We'll go over everything Watts Gallery and what he means to this Brooklyn Beats squad. Total yards, 347 to 309, so it's just about there. And then Zachary Anderson with the first quarter interception. We are 5 for 7 on third downs. They are 6 for 9. Red zone percentage, we are 2 for 2 with 2 touchdowns. They have 3 for 3, 2 touchdowns and a field goal. We have 1 penalty, they have 2, and we've had the ball for 12:06. Player stats, we're just going to do these leaders quick for the Brooklyn Beats. Kenny Erickson, a near perfect day. 145.4. 12 for 13, that is 92% completion percentage. For those of you that didn't know how to do math or didn't look over here. 122 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the big one, no interceptions through the first half of play. Playing very, very good football is Kenny Erickson. Justin Vandershoff, 6 carries, 24 yards, averaging 4.0. Up until his, I want to say third carry, he had negative yardage, and then a 12-yard run really changed the game for him. He's had positive yardage ever since. Daniel Henricks, the Super Bowl MVP, 3 for 6. And Sam Gable is 3 for 12. Receiving, it is Anthony Bisbee, 3 catches, 37 yards, and a touchdown. Darian Wilson, 3 for 19. Luke Sluzewski, 2 for 29. And then Travis Lee, 1 for 3 with a touchdown. Nobody cares about blocking. Our offensive line is not having the best game of their careers. So we're going to go to defense and look at total tackles. And Aaron Nelson with 5, Matthew Arnzer with 4, Otis McMiller with 4, and Thaddeus Rosa with 3. Tackles for loss, we have 2 for Thomas Cross, 1 for Jawan Winters, Drew Ward, Josh Fitzer, Xavier Rhodes, Aaron Nelson, and Otis McMiller. Sacks, none. Very weird here. And interception, Zachary Anderson has the 1. They are ready for kickoff. Oh, also Brandon Baker missed an extra point. Just went off the side of the foot. There's Jake Rudock, 218, no touchdowns, 1 interceptions, 57.1 completion percentage. You saw at the end of the quarter he threw a couple incompletions to kind of set up this this game the way it is right now. And then the last play of the quarter, negative 3-yard run by Amir Abdullah. We're going to get you out to kickoff where Brooklyn will get the football here to open the second half of play. We have the lead 23-17. It's all about clock management and maintaining this lead. This has been Randy Replay. I will see you after the game.
Never mind, Larry. Forget your halftime report. Apparently, we are set for the third quarter of action already. This is fielded at the goal line. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
And knocks it away.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This from 54 yards away.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Deep drop, looking for the end zone. And all not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
When teams take shots in the end zone, you've got to defend it the same way you would defend the first down sticks. You defend the goal line exactly the same way. If they can't cross that, you play through the receivers. And on that play, that's exactly what they did and batted it away.
They'll set up a throw, and he's got Peak. 15 yards through the air and a first down. And Sturgis able to knock it through, and that will bring the deficit back down to 3. Field goal unit here. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And this one is right down the middle. And that will add 3 more to their lead.
No one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle. If you bring your tight end over there, either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage, you got a chance to rumble. When a coaching staff sees their team run the ball, this success.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good block.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Surveying the field. Ebron caught left side. Past the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Eric Ebron, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions able to get this back within a touchdown. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. A gain of 39 that time. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but look.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's got time. He's going to let it fly. And he can't come up with a pick.
Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Brooklyn, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Big D to take on the Cowboys. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers.
And hello and welcome back. This is Randy Replay for everything post-game. Okay, for the Brooklyn Beats. We had a very, very good game here in the second half. I do believe Kenny Erickson could have left the game, but you know, why not? We're going to get you into these stats here and then get you back to the main screen where we will preview the next week's game against Dallas. I can talk, I swear. Kenny Erickson ends the game with a quarterback rating of 141.8. He was 18 for 21. That is 85% completion percentage for those of you that don't know how to do math or didn't look over here. 219 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Rushing, Justin Vanderschaft looking like he did last season. I'm not going to say anything, but I do think this is his first game with more than 100 yards rushing this season. I could be wrong, of course, and I probably am. Either way, 21 carries, 114 yards, and a touchdown. You got to give it to the hot hand, and in the second half, he was definitely the hot hand. He carried the ball a lot, and he got tired down near the end zone, so that was the reason for the other touchdown, the Sam Gable, 9 carries, 30 yards, 1 touchdown. Daniel Hendricks, the Super Bowl MVP from last season, 11 carries, 49 yards. So this is where you want to see these two here at the top of the rushing leaders here. Travis Parker had 5 carries for 12 yards. It was tough sledding for him. Matthew Peterson, 1 for 2, and Kate Erickson, 1 for 7 on the quarterback spot. Nobody can. Oh, never mind. It's not blocking. Anthony Bisbee, 4 catches, 53 yards, and a touchdown. Darian Wilson, 3 for 19. Luke Slazewski, 2 for 29. Cameron Quick, 2 for 14. Josh Gable, 2 for 28. Luis Gonzalez, 2 for 25. Blake Letelier, 1 for 39 on the big play there in the fourth quarter. Travis Lee, 1 for 3. Matthew Peterson, 1 for 9. Travis Lee had a touchdown as well. The thing is about receiving with this team, if you don't get your catches in before the first half and we have a lead, you won't get too many catches here because that is the way we play. If we have the lead in the third quarter, obviously we're going to go to the rush and maintain. Thus, the high volume of carries here by these 4 running backs here. And the yardage here in the third quarter added. I do want to see the longest run of the day was Justin Vanderschaft, 20 yards. That was incredible to see. Before that, it had been 14 by Daniel Hendricks, and that really boosted us as the offensive line was tired all day. We need to work out them in practice a little bit more. Nobody cares about blocking, so we're going to go to defense and look at total tackles, where Matthew Arnsdorf will take the lead with 6, Thomas Cross, Aaron Nelson, Otis McMiller with 5, Thaddeus Rosley with 4, Zachary Anderson, Jacob Pickering with 3, Drew Ward, Paul Fritchie, Danny Pickering, Luis Gonzalez, Josh Fitzer, Xavier Rhodes, Tevin Fair with 2, Dan Nolte, Josiah Russell, Juwan Winters, Ryan Bulow, Terrell Oliver, Robert Nichols, Leo Neal, and Sean Clausen each with 1. Tackles for last, we had a bunch. Josh Fitzer with 2, Thomas Cross with 2, Juwan Winters with 1, Drew Ward, Xavier Rhodes, Aaron Nelson, and Otis McMiller each added 1. We added 1 sack by Dan Nolte. Added a sack there in the fourth quarter. We added another interception here in the second half. That was Robert Nichols. And then the block thrown by Thaddeus Rozu was missed, so he couldn't get any yards. He got 1 yard on that. He would have been gone for 6, but the block was missed. Kicking, Brandon Baker had some struggles today. He was 2 for 3, longest of 51. He missed a 54-yarder, which kind of out of his range. He just thought he'd go for it anyway, and he missed an extra point hitting it off the post. So the first multiple miss game for Brandon Baker in this series. 3 years in, he's still doing a very good job. I don't think he's going to string this into the next game. I think he'll bounce back and hit all of his field goals next game from Dallas. Punting, Taylor Pauline had a real easy day. Only had 1 punt, 54, netting 54. Netting 38, average of 54. Longest punt, 54 yards. Look at that. Kick return, Watts Gallery, what a guy. 6 kick returns, 221 yards, 1 touchdown of 98 yards, averaging 36.8 yards per return. That is what you want out of your special teams returner. As we're going to take a look at him and see when he was drafted. I want to say it was late in the draft, like 6th round pick, really paying off here. You got to hand it to Ron Barr. As much as I don't like the guy, he can make good draft picks along with Juwan Winters and Watts Gallery. So we're going to get you back to the main screen and preview everything next week for Brooklyn as they take down the Lions 40-27 in Detroit. Woo! Hello and welcome back to the main screen. Randy Replay back with you. The 4-1 Brooklyn Beats travel to the Dallas AT&T Stadium to take on the 3-2 Dallas Cowboys. Now, there's not really too much to say. We are leading the division. Detroit in second place, really causing some separation here for us. The next 3 games, we play Dallas, and we are at home for 2 against the Patriots and the Panthers here at Brooklyn Heights Stadium. So be sure to stay tuned for that as we put a close to the first half of this season. I think our bye week is in week 10 this year. Yes, indeed. And then after that, we face the Jets. We have our bye week, the Packers, 49ers, Rams, Packers, Bills, Bears, Cardinals, and that puts a wrap up on this third season and probably the last broadcast here before we move back to Minnesota next season. Yes, I mentioned rumors last week. The rumors are that we are moving back to Minnesota and taking the name of the Minnesota Vikings. Brooklyn Heights Stadium will be used for the Brooklyn Bombers softball team. Kind of a big deal here. They love their college baseball. And then we will move back to U.S. Bank Stadium, which has been shared or used with the Minnesota Gophers baseball team, as well as concerts and all that. So the main proprietary use here will be Minnesota Vikings football next season, and we get another Super Bowl there. So this team next year will be in line for another Super Bowl. We have to win big, of course. Ron Barr, the owner, this series has made $112 million, as you can see up there in the top right of the screen. The money laundering and hoarding, well, not laundering, I hope not anyway, the money hoarding Ron Barr. So we're going to go into scouting college players, and we're going to take a look at our scouted players here. With Phil Oldholt going, we need another offensive lineman. There's just nothing here in the draft. Yeah, I mean, we might have to utilize free agency here or get a first-round pick. We do have our first-round pick is in the 25th spot, and then round 2 and round 2, round 3 and round 3, round 4, 5, 6, 6, and 7. We've been accumulating draft picks the last couple of years, and this is where it will all pay off. So, we do want to finish off Jamarcus Kendall here, and he is a mid-first rounder. So now we want to go available. We want to go unscouted here, and we're going to take a look at a right guard of Dan Herndon. Early first-round talent. And let's get into the second round here as we get the 14th pick as it stands now. If the season were to end today, Mike Hilton. Early second rounder, okay. So he's right where he needs to be. And we will take a look at... We don't really need any wide receivers. We do need a right tackle. We'll finish off DeMarcus Dishman. Oh. Slated to go undrafted. This is the boring part of the season, is scouting and figuring out what's going to happen here as we finish off Goodard. And he's a fourth-round talent, slated to go in the third. And then we'll get Fraser, as he is early third-round talent, slated to go there. So that's good. We're going to finish off Kendall Snell. He is an early third-round talent. So maybe these third-round talents proven to be good here. We'll figure out as the season progresses and we get closer to draft day. We don't really need anything else. Maybe a strong safety. We'll go back up to the top of the list. Actually, we'll just do this. Strong safety in the second round, Parham. Ooh, he's a late fourth rounder. So this draft isn't as good as last year's, for sure. We do want a tall safety. So maybe Eugene Vinson, early fifth rounder. We hit on a couple guys last season, and this season it doesn't look like anybody's really standing out. We'll just go all positions. And slated to go number 1 is Bo Hardings. I highly doubt we'll be able to get him unless we tank the rest of the season. Make Bo our Bay. 6'5", out of USC. Aaron McFarland. Alex Latimer, of course. There's not really anything left to do here. I mean, left tackle, we finished him off. We're just looking for linemen here coming out of the draft. I mean, that's the only need we have. And it doesn't look like we're going to get it here. As 68 points left to spend, we could do a couple more guys here. Let's Let's do some late round guys here. How about that? We might find a diamond in the rough, as it were. So we're gonna go down to the 6th round where we have 2 picks. In the middle of the 6th round, so somewhere around here. DeMarcus Phillips, 6'2", 205. Dan Madsen, I like him. He's a 4.3 run stopper, 6'5", 301 out of Michigan. We're gonna scout him here. B tackle, B hit power, and C, he's slated to go undrafted, but he has pretty good measurables there. It's Brandon Waddell. 6'7", 339. He will be on our board for sure, as we like these tall guys, as Phil Lodehold is slated to retire at the end of this season. There's 6'5", 309 left tackle. We'll finish him off for this video. And he is 6th round talent. 6'5", 309 out of Florida A&M. So B- pass block, we'll add him to the watch list. As well, okay, we already did those, as well as Dan Madsen, as he is 6'5". And most of these guys will be able to pick up in free agency and add to the practice squad. So if there's anything there, they will get some work. We'll go down to the 7th round here and just spend our last 8 points on a guy we like, as we get a mid-round pick if the draft were to start today. So 6'6", 335, DJ Kennard. Oh, it's 15 points. Never mind. So yes, the Brooklyn Beats get a couple game lead here in the NFC North as we defeat the Detroit Lions 40-27. This has been Randy Replay. I will see you in the next one as we face the Dallas Cowboys.